Good morning, everybody. What are we doing today? I don't know. Today is Friday, May 2nd. It is springtime. It's coming up on Mother's Day in the United States in a couple of weeks. May 2nd. What are we going to do? I picked this kind of a burgundy brown color piece of paper. I think I want to use a jelly roll on it. Let's use that one. Can we see that? It doesn't matter. Why do I do that every time? I turn it over and then it's like, well, yeah. That's an okay color. Is the other pink better on this? Oh yeah, the other pink is better. Okay, this one's not quite right for this piece of paper. Dropping things. Okay. Let's dry that off so that it doesn't smear on my yellow page. What are we going to draw? I saw something the other day. Maybe we'll try that. I'm going to need a scrap page though to put down because I am going to go off my paper. Let me get just a plain piece of scrap paper. Where's my scrap paper? Here we go. We'll use this piece of notebook paper because I kind of want to do a neurographic type thing, but sometimes I feel like I get in my head when I'm doing my doodle. I know I close my eyes and I doodle, but I still know where I'm going with my pen. My hand knows where it's going. Somebody suggested that you get a rock. Here's the rock I got from Alina Light. And this is a meditative sort of experience here. I am going to let it go off the page, which I don't usually do. But what you do is you take your pen and you push the rock and you just follow wherever the rock goes. And because you don't have any control over where that rock goes, other than its starting and stopping point, which I probably could have started here. You don't know which way the rock's going to go. And because you don't know which way the rock is going to go, you can't decide where those lines end up, which I think is cool. Gotta get right to the edge. Just push with the rock. Push the rock whichever way the rock ends up going. And then she went back in and embellished. She actually, the video I was watching is actually from a psychologist and not from an artist. And she then started with one type of pen and used multiple kinds of pens, doing the same technique. And just push the rock. Just push the rock. Oh, that's not the way I wanted it to go. I want to fill in more over there. But then it makes your neurographic doodle, your starting doodle, very organic because you don't have any real good control over where this is going. It's going to go where, like I tried to make that go straight. It's not going to go straight. And it makes a much more organic starting spot, which I thought was fun. Oop, 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 oop. We're taking a turn. We're Where are you going? Where are you going? That's where it went. Okay. And it makes it less structured. Less structured. But she was doing it as a mindfulness exercise. And she used multiple different kinds of pens. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to just make it neurographic now that I have my basis down. I kind of like where that ended up. We're going to do that. We're just going to leave it with that, and I'm going to just neurographic this. How are you guys doing? My son called me today before I got started out here. He's very excited. He got his temporary job became a full-time position. So now he will have full benefits and a substantial raise. He's going to be making $6 an hour more than he was before. So that will be definitely something that he'll notice. That's awesome. And that's good. I'm very proud of him. And he'll have more benefits than he had before. He'll have the opportunity to join the company 401k, which is always a good thing to have. More savings, the better when you're young. Means I'll have to change his insurance from the temp agency insurance to the full-time insurance that the corporation uses, which is fine. He will get some travel insurance, which is awesome because his company does send him for travel, even though he was a temp employee. They still sent him places for travel. But now he knows that he has insurance, that if should something happen while he's traveling, he would be insured, which is good. All the other perks that come with being a full-time employee. This was supposed to be a temporary 6-month job, like 5 years ago. And he's just continued on as in a temporary position until somebody really high up in the company really likes his work and wanted him to do a particular task. He's in the IT industry, and he had to tell her that he couldn't do that particular task for her because he didn't have security clearance, because he wasn't a full-time employee. And she thought that was ridiculous, and she got him hired as a full-time employee because she knows his worth. And I think that's awesome. He'd been trying for so long to become full-time, but with the whole IT thing that happened right after lockdown, and so many people lost their jobs in IT, they said that there was no full-time position for him, even though he was currently doing the job. But since it was on the books as a temporary position, that there were no full-time positions open. But it's amazing how when you get the right person involved and you make friends with the right person in a company, that things happen. Isn't that amazing? You know what's nice about these neurographic ones is that you really don't have to think. You just do. And now that the doodle was, thinking for the doodle was taken out of my hands, I like it even better. I like this approach to making the doodle. Now, I could have stopped my rocket on a border, and I probably, next time if I do it this way with a rock, I will do that. I will stop at a border because I like having a border. Just me. I like having boundaries. My arm finally feels better. There was no way I was going to come out here and draw the last couple of days. No, last weekend. Let's see. Today I'm drawing this on a Friday. I was going to come out, I had Tuesday off. I was going to come out and do this on Tuesday. But I felt so crap. I got a shingles vaccine. And apparently about 10% of the population, when they get the shingles vaccine, get a very, very sore muscle. I mean, I've had flu shots and COVID shots and all of that stuff, and none of that made me as uncomfortable and sick with headache. I didn't have any nausea, but I had the worst pain in my arm that I've ever had from a vaccination. And it swelled up and it turned red and hot. And it stayed hot until like yesterday. Today is still a little bit tender, but it's not hot anymore. Yeah, that was weird. So now I know it's a 2-shot. It's a 2-part vaccination. I'm supposed to get a second one in 2 to 6 months. I will probably wait closer to the 6-month mark than the 2-month mark. And I will plan it better so that I don't have to go to work for a couple of days after the vaccination, because that just really, really hurt. And I had muscle aches and I had headache, really bad headache. I thought it was coincidental with allergies, but I don't think so, because as soon as my arm started feeling better, my head started feeling better. So I think it was all part of one. I read the documentation that came with the vaccination, and it did say that these were symptoms that could happen. Not everybody gets it, about 1 in 10. So a lot of people get this reaction, but still, it's only 10%. I'm in that lucky 10% because my husband got that same shot the day before I did, and he was sore for a couple of days, but he did not get a headache. He didn't get that burning sensation with the redness. Yeah, I was the lucky one. Okay, I really like that. But I want to put something in that. Maybe do like this. Something like that. Yeah, why not? What are we going to do next? I don't know. But this is fun, and it gives me a little kind of a warm-up for the day. Don't know how many videos I'm going to draw today. I usually try to do 2 to 3, sometimes 4 in one day. That might not happen. It's later than I usually start. It's already 10:30 in the afternoon, or in the late morning. My husband's only going to have a half day of work today, so we may do other things this afternoon that's not me drawing. We'll see. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I don't know which way I want it to live. There we go. Neurograpic push-a-rock. That's it for the day. I'm well pleased with how that came out. Does it need anything else? I don't think so. Could I put some darker bits with some pencil? I guess I could. I don't really want to. Maybe some shadows with... Maybe we'll do shadows with a marker. A gray marker. How about this one? Should we do some shadows? Just going opposite of wherever I put those bits. Yeah, that works pretty well. What about this part? There we go. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And on camera, the colors are. It should look more like that. That's more of the color, closer to real life. It's the pink is more vibrant, like neon-ish pink. But the camera just can't manage to pick that up. All right, that's better. Now I'm done. You guys have a blessed day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. I will be back next week doing something. Don't forget that all my links are in the description box below. There's all sorts of stuff down there. Descriptions for buy me a coffee, for my Amazon links, for anything else I've ever been affiliated with that still might have a promo code. What else might be down there? I don't know. All sorts of stuff. I've filled up my description box. Writing. Sorry. Can't talk and write at the same time. I can do all sorts of things at the same time. I can draw and write at the same time. I cannot write words and talk at the same time. It's interesting. You guys go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place. I will see you back on Monday the 5th, which will be a UK bank holiday. Happy holidays to you guys. And yeah, we'll see how this all goes. I'll see you later. Bye.